And on this episode of Mike Crispy Unafraid, I am back. We are better than ever, and we're going to talk about how the fake news wants war. We're also going to talk about where Mike Crispy's been. Oh, Mike, where's Mike Crispy been? Oh my goodness, lazy podcaster. No, just got back from Washington, D.C., and we're very much quite literally saving America. We'll talk about that. I want to welcome everybody to this very special edition of the show. It is Crispy back in tow, and I need you to help us get this party started by rumbling this video. See, I'm looking at myself on the screen. I didn't lose an inch of the good looks, so good to be back. Rumble this video, thumbs up on the browser, thumbs up on the mobile app. Get us to the top of the Rumble leaderboards. Okay, we got some big things cooking up. We got some big deals in the works. We got things going. We got things coming. We got things going. We got things going up. We got things going down. We got things getting kicked out. And oh my goodness, it's going to be a fun year. So, big show for you today. I'm ready. Producer Frankie's ready. You better be too. And let's go. Hello everybody, Mike Crispy here, coming live from New York. It is Wednesday, it's March 26th, and I'm joined in studio by the one and only. He is the most based producer in the game, and you know what? When we don't do a show because I gotta go save America, he quite literally starves and doesn't eat. So he's our starving Kenyan, and he's doing great today. He's back, he's well nourished. So if you wanna feed Frankie, drop a like, thumbs up for Frankie. That will help him eat food from the Red Cross for at least 2 days. Producer Frankie, how you doing?
I just need that USAID back. I can't eat without it, Mike. Oh, my God. Great to be back. I don't know what to do with my hands when you're gone, Mike, but I'm glad you were in Washington saving the country, so we thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you very much, Frankie. I really appreciate that. I'll give you guys the scoop. Just for people, we'll start the show with this. Obviously, people say, where's Mike Crispy? He's on, he's off, he's on, he's off. We're going to be back to regularly scheduled daily programming very soon. We have some announcements that we are super, super, super close to being able to announce. They should be able to be announced in the next couple of days. There's a lot of rumors of what I'm doing or where I'm going or what I'm planning next. And the good news is that it's good to be a guy in demand. It's also good to be in the room and be part of like some really good conversations with some really good stuff happening with some really good people. So you guys are going to hear very soon, what my next move is, but we're getting very close to being able to announce it. So long story short, on Friday, I was there and everyone was posting my footage of it. I was there at Bedminster having dinner with President Trump, Elon Musk, Susie Wiles, Caroline Leavitt. I mean, it was a pretty awesome experience. And, there's the whole ballroom and Trump comes in and all that. And I was very fortunate enough to, really just be like right there, right at the table, right next to him. A great friend of mine and a great friend of President Trump, mutual friend, invited me to go partake in that and really had some amazing conversations and was right there, right up close with the action. So that pretty much took my day on Friday. And then on Monday, I was down in Washington, D.C. I had a meeting at the White House. And I had a meeting at the White House to discuss, quite candidly, I'll be honest, my political future, the political future of New Jersey, what is going on in the future in 2025, 2026 and beyond. So it really was a very wide-ranging conversation with some, with some great folks who work in the White House. And I'll just say this, I don't want to get into the particulars of the meeting, but President Trump does have the best staff that he's ever assembled. It's the best staff that has ever, been in the halls of the White House or been on the White House grounds. So he really does have the best of the best people. And it was such a great honor and privilege from Friday to Monday to interact with everybody from Susie Wiles, to other folks on the staff. So I'm really, really excited about what's to come. And, you might be hearing some announcements soon, but was talking about, the future and what I might do and my political future and the way that New Jersey is able to shift and, ways that I can help the president. So it was absolutely phenomenal. But we also are going to be making some announcement very soon. We're on the cusp of doing it. What the future is going to look like for Mike Crispy as the broadcaster. A lot of people who are sticking with us now, through these times where we're kind of going through a transition. Mike Crispy, the broadcaster, is also going through a transition. Producer Frankie, the producer, is going through a transition. And we've been working on things, simultaneously as we're building up this political stuff. And we are going to be able to announce something very soon. A lot has changed. A lot has developed in the last couple of days. I'll just leave it at that. I won't get too specific, right, Frankie? But a lot has developed, and the good news is that I think it's all going to work out because good things happen to good people, and old God's plan of, where Mike Crispy and producer Frankie will go and how they will amplify their message and what they're going to do. I think we have something really cool that, again, we are on the cusp of being able to announce to you. So on the cusp of being able to announce multiple things on multiple fronts, but in the meantime, you get, my, beautiful, smiling Italian face and producer Frankie. Well, he's more of a hit with the ladies than I am. But Frankie, what's going on, man? What do you have to say?
Wow. Didn't see that one coming. I just got a compliment on this show. Is everything okay? Is everything? Who won the election? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate it.
We got it. We got to throw Frankie. We got to throw Frankie a bone every now and then. Hardworking guy, and we're trying to feed him. So make sure you support our sponsors and make sure you get our starving Kenyan Frankie fed. So okay, we're gonna get into the show today. As there's a lot of things that I want to talk about that have been happening over the past couple of days. And how about the future? I mean, we kind of talked about this, I think, on the last episode we did. How about the future of the Democrat Party? The fact that they have absolutely no standard bearer right now, no leader, no person who is like, oh, that's the person. And I said it the other day when I was on Wise Guys on Newsmax with John Tobacco, great late night roundtable show that airs on Saturday nights. And I'm on the show. John Tobacco is a great friend, and we're talking about the future of the Democrat Party and the fact that, like, who is the leader of the party? Is it J.B. Pritzker? Is it Jasmine Crockett? Is it Hillary Clinton? Is it Kamala Harris? Coming back out of the woodwork? Is it the corpse of Joe Biden continually being dragged, to events? I mean, Joe Biden. It's great, Frankie. We haven't seen or heard a peep out of Joe Biden since he's been gone. Like
not
literally,
one.
not a single solitary
not
peep.
one.
Do we know if Biden's still alive? Do we know where is he? Like where? I would love to know. I would pay like $1,000. Literally just okay. You're like, oh, that's not that much. $1,000 just for somebody to put a camera for 10 seconds on where Joe Biden is at this very moment at 10:07 a.m. on March 26th.
Well, you make a good point, Mike, because, you could probably, I'd imagine, any celebrity ever, as soon as they leave their house, they could be followed. They probably are followed. I mean, good luck Justin Bieber, right? The guy can't get a break. You're telling me, like, it's almost sketchy that no one has seen, there's not like, oh, look at Biden walking to this, walking to that. Is he legitimately locked in a basement? I mean, this guy is unheard from. It's wild.
He's unheard from. I mean, the only thing we heard was the announcement that he signed with the talent agency, okay? We're a big talent. Yeah, big talent agency. So, the talent agency signing was clearly, the CAA. I mean, they signed like these stars, these people. They signed Kamala Harris and Joe Biden like a week apart. And to me, that was what we call a patronage payment, okay? That was like some money laundered through a thing and a talent agency, and they give them a nice big boatload of cash to like, hey, you fulfilled your end of the ransom and the job. Here's your bucket of money. We're going to call it, talent fees, right? So we can book you for speaking engagements. And all it is a globalist payoff for what he did to try to tank the country over the last 4 years. I always said when Joe Biden agreed to step aside, it was a deal, okay? There was a deal that was taken, and that deal came with, Hunter Biden ultimately paying no price, and 2, financial incentive for the family. And I believe the CAA talent agreement was the financial incentive for the family, and you were never going to see them ever again. Mission for them, I mean, not really accomplished, but like halfway accomplished. They wanted to steal the thing in 2024, but it was too overwhelming. Now, they had no plan B. They didn't. I mean, they were banking on, and this is, the sheer, amazingness of Trump. It's like, they're like, all right, January 6th false flag, he'll be done. Reasonable, possible thing. 2, okay, you know what? We're going to arrest him 4 times and put him in court. Okay, let's see if that works. Didn't work. Okay, this isn't working. Let's kill him. And Butler, Pennsylvania, they tried, and by the grace of God, his life was spared, and they ran out of cards. And they did not account for the perseverance and the fight and the spirit that Trump has. They probably no figure in American history has had since our founding fathers. I don't think that's I don't think that's exaggerating. So what are the Democrats left with? They're left with rubble. They're left with parts, spare parts. And it seems like there is no head of the party. There is no leadership. So therefore, the dumbest vessels rise up. The stupidest, the loudest. They don't know what to do. It's flailing around. The whole party's flailing. And so they got Jasmine Crockett. And again, Jasmine Crockett isn't somebody who organically rises up and becomes a member of Congress. Becoming a member of Congress is not that easy, okay? So a lot of things you got to do. I know about it. Trust me, I've done it. Who knows, I might do it again. But there's a lot of things you got to do. A lot of stuff you got to know. A lot of process involved in that. And I'm not saying that Jasmine Crockett is stupid, but I'm saying she's really stupid. And that you don't organically have somebody like Jasmine Crockett who exhibits such, mental faculty lacking and say, oh, that woman got there by herself. No, she's a puppet. And the puppet of Jasmine Crockett is now kind of going rogue and going crazy because in her convoluted mind, she's now like, oh, I could be the leader of the party. It was never supposed to be like that, but now she's kind of like a runaway, Like the insane asylum. She's like ran out of the asylum. Look, I'm going to be the star. And of course, this is what these people do in the limelight. Listen to Jasmine Crockett the other night giving a speech talking about the governor of Texas. And if this was the shoe on the other foot, can you imagine the wall-to-wall media coverage that would be happening today? Roll it.
And because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey, y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
So Ghetto Hood Rat mocks a disabled governor and his paralysis. She does it with the slang. And I don't know where Jasmine Crockett's from. I bet you Jasmine Crockett, I don't know her upbringing, but I bet you she didn't grow up in a tough straits, okay? I bet you she grew up middle class. And somebody found her and said, okay, that's going to be the person. She's going to be like this vessel for us to try to continue to control black women by creating a false sense of empowerment that a ghetto black girl can ascend and and be in a position of power and do this and yeah, girl boss slay, that kind of thing.
St. Louis, by the way, Missouri.
But she's so stupid, that's what she does. Yes, Frankie. I'm sorry?
Yeah, Missouri. She's from Missouri. St. Louis.
Okay. And we got to find out what kind of upbringing she had. She's now in Houston.
Well,
Texas.
I mean, she did go to an all-girl Catholic high school, and those aren't free. If you get that.
Come on, man. Come on. Frankie, hit the multi-view really quick. Okay?
Doubt it.
Do me that favor. So Jasmine Crockett going to and that's the brilliance of producer Frankie, looking that up on the fly. We're good, Frankie. Looking at a all-girls Catholic high school.
I could probably get the
I'm sure they were teaching
tuition. I got
slang.
the name of it.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a second.
It's so good. Let's, in the meantime, Frankie, put Jasmine Crockett's clarification up that her aides had to write while you looked that up. Jasmine Crockett said, I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, the trains, and the automobiles he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. Hold on a minute. Governor Hot Wheels. So they then conflated the fact that she was talking about the planes, trains, and automobiles that he used. So basically saying that makes him Hot Wheels. Okay. And then, of course, she has to throw in, black mayors. They're black. He did it to the black mayors. No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has the fact to do with that you're sending in criminals in this country and you want them to be, put on the southern border. So he then sends them to sanctuary cities. Again, the black mayors of these towns did not make the town sanctuary cities as a ransom because they're black. They didn't say, oh, because you're a black mayor, you must make this a sanctuary city. Nobody forced them to do that because they're black. No. It has nothing to do with their skin color. It has everything to do with the fact that they are Democrats that are part of the machine. Jasmine Crockett thinks that we're stupid enough and think we're stupid as her to say that, the planes, trains, and automobiles that he transferred the migrants on, that's why I said Hot Wheels. Come on.
And,
we're not that stupid, Jasmine. She should be expelled from Congress. Yes, Frankie.
I'll just say, Jasmine Crockett and the education, her view on the education system and all that. It's just incredible when you find out that, she goes to a high school that costs $15,000 when you could go to a free high school, right? And then the best part about it, this private school is so private that the student to teacher ratio is 5-1. This girl got the best
Stop.
education that anyone could possibly be offered in the world. And she's going to talk about, oh, the education department needs to stay. I mean, give me a freaking break.
What the hell? Dude, 5-1?
5-1.
What was she, an Amish country? It's like
It's only
like when you
125
go to,
students.
you go to. It's like, when you go like the little schools, and it's like the schoolhouse, and it's like, this is where the schoolhouse was, like back in like the 18th century. Unbelievable. She is the absolute worst. But you know what? Let it be. Our good friend Scott Jennings on CNN says it best. Let her go. Roll this.
I don't know how the Democrats came to appoint Jasmine Crockett as the unquestioned leader of your party, but thank God. And I think what she should do is go on TV twice as much as she is right now, maybe 3 times as much, because every time she appears and makes one of these mistakes, says something radical, it only further divides her party from the rest of the other 80% of America who can't stand this. But the problem is there's an audience for it. I heard Jimmy Kimmel's audience cheering on Tesla vandalism. I hear the Daily Show audience cheering on attacks on Elon Musk. I hear the human rights audience cheering on an attack on a man in a wheelchair. And I realize this is what the left has become, an angry mob of people who are cheering on attacks on a guy in a wheelchair and vandalism against people who bought a Tesla. It's pathetic. No lesson could ever be learned as long as you're doing these things in front of audiences who roar when you do it. When you have comedians who are broad messengers for the left making
Scott,
unfair jokes and people are roaring, when you
Scott,
have politicians being vulgar and saying
we're
it in their
we're
roaring,
try-
what's the lesson?
We're trying.
What's the audience? It says a lot about the audience.
So you see there, it is an absolute, I don't want to, part of my French, Frankie, I'm not trying to curse, because we're making
doing
it
great.
soon, but part of my French, it's a shit show. It is a shit show on the left. And they have nothing. So you got, ghetto Jasmine Crockett, who, went to a school much better educated than Frankie and I. Frankie, our high school, Frankie and I went to high school together. And our school had like a 1 to like 30 ratio.
40 sometimes, yeah.
1 to 30. Yeah. And we went to public school, Frankie and I.
And this is one of the better public schools. I mean, and I'll just add, Mike, I did more research. Her kindergarten to it's JK to 4. These are lower school, like junior schools. Her junior school tuition was $25,000. Then middle school was $30,000. I mean, this woman had a full-on college tuition payment just for her grade school.
Who paid for that? Who paid for that? I'm telling you, Frankie, we're onto something here. We're going to have to do the expose. We're going to do an episode that is going to be the expose of Jasmine Crockett.
What are the odds that she got a scholarship?
We're going to build. What?
What are the odds she got a scholarship? Maybe because of the color of her skin?
Who helped her? Who helped her do that? Who helped her do that? Again, like how do these people? I always say it. How do these people get into the positions in which they are in? I know that it's not easy. I know the world is a stage. I know what you have to do in order to mount a successful bid into the United States House of Representatives. But they just pop her up like she's the girl boss. So, okay, Jasmine Crockett on one side. How about the other side of the equation? We have Donald Trump, the self-made billionaire real estate developer, hero of the West. The Democrats have a billionaire. Remember at the DNC convention, I'm an actual billionaire. Says this fat, malignant loser, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, who spent hundreds of millions of dollars to become elected as the governor of Illinois, despite having absolutely zero appeal to the people, essentially bought the seat. They say maybe he wants to run for president now. Let's take a look at what J.B. Pritzker's message is. Again, this is a guy who's a billionaire, right? He fancies himself. Again, I listened to his speech. This guy is so warped that he fancies himself as like a left version of Trump because of his money. But it's like, listen to how just deranged these people are. So you got Ghetto Crockett, young generation of the party, and then here's Pritzker, more of like you would call it like the I don't know, centrist is not the word, but like more of the moderated, like older part of the Democrat Party wing. But listen to the derangement, roll it.
My mother was an activist for reproductive rights and LGBTQ rights. And she took me to pride parades back when, well, they weren't really parades, they were protests. So I have to laugh when I hear the right wing carry on about the dangers of exposing kids to trans people or same-sex couples, because I'm living proof that introducing your kids to the gay agenda might result in them growing up to be governor.
Yes. Introducing them to the gay agenda results in them becoming governor. So, you know, J.B. Pritzker, as I read on here, I have a sneaking suspicion that J.B. Pritzker was not a self-made billionaire. I have a sneaking suspicion that if his mother had all the time to be a leftist activist, they were doing pretty well themselves. And listen, you know, Donald Trump's parents were doing pretty well themselves too. That's not bad. I'm not saying that's the bad thing. But what I am saying is that the correlation of going to mentally destabilizing pride demonstrations, again, oh, Mike, that's tough on them. No, do you see what they do in San Francisco? Do you see the way they're whipping out genitalia with young children there? And if you say something about it, oh, you're anti-LGBT, no, it's just real. It's just reality. And that is a correlation of being the governor one day. How does that make any sense? J.B. Pritzker, everybody. J.B. Pritzker and Jasmine Crockett. We just showed you the two ends of the spectrum. Very different people. Very different, paths. That's your party. I'm feeling pretty good about 2028. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with so much more. Do not go anywhere.
Oh, we're pumped up today. Sometimes I prefer Jasmine to be moved to the last segment because it just starts. I got a bad taste in my mouth, and this coffee ain't help. I don't know. It's a thought.
Well, I think that Frankie and Crockett, the Frankie Crockett debate would be good. Also, I think that if I ever do get to Congress, who knows, might happen one day. I would love to
eviscerate.
Have it out with Jasmine Crockett. I mean, she'll then immediately, once I, dismantle her, she'll accuse me of being a racist, to which I will respond, hey, Jasmine, I'm not white, I'm Italian. I know Frankie loves that one. So yeah, I did.
I'd avoid that.
So, it's funny, Frankie, is that I was on the Italian American podcast and I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm not the only one who says that. All the real paisans, I'm talking the real paisans. Not people like you and me, but people eat, live, and breathe this shit. They say that.
It's easy to say when you got a firearm on you. Oops.
Frankie, we love Frankie.
Don't you?
By the way, how good does the show look? I don't know how my audio looks, but new studio set,
audio
I'm
sounds
more
okay. We're working on it, but you look fantastic.
Okay. Crispy looks more crisp though than ever. I'm kind of in amazement, Frankie, looking at it is more crisp than it has ever been before, right? I think it's pretty cool.
I agree. I don't think anyone would know that we're in two different locations. Oopsie, gave it away.
What happened? A little multi-view there.
Oh yeah.
Click something?
No. See, this is what happens when you talk about it. So you stop talking about things being great, and nothing will go wrong.
Now it's better.
Okay.
All right.
Just a little.
All right. Well, we got some words from our sponsor. Frankie, take it away.
Swollen limbs, joint pain, inflammation, skin aging, and cognitive decline. These are just a few of the awful side effects that you can experience due to poor blood circulation. To make matters worse, it's highly unlikely your blood circulation will correct itself on its own, which means your health issues will only continue to decline as you age. And popping ibuprofen is not a solution for your pain. It's only a temporary relief, and it's only masking the true problem, which is inflammation. Right now, you can go to getkrill.com/Uncle Unafraid to learn how to get a special free shipping offer just for being a listener of this show. New research proves there's a potent deep sea nutrient tucked away 73 miles off the Antarctic coast, which is the key to improving your blood circulation. Researchers are saying that this Antarctic super nutrient, if you add it to your diet, is phenomenal. It has omega-3 fatty acids, but not just any form of omegas. These particular omega-3 fatty acids are sourced from wild-caught krill. The omega-3 content from krill oil has been shown to support healthy blood pressure, circulation, brain health, as well as reduce inflammation, swelling, and joint pain. The benefits go on and on. In fact, some people report it outperforms name brand pain relievers. And it doesn't even have dangerous side effects that things like ibuprofen does. Better yet, for a limited time, you can grab Native Path Antarctic Krill oil for as low as $19 a bottle. Just go to getkrill.com/unafraid right now to get your special offer. That's getkrill.com/unafraid. GETKRILL.com/unafraid to get your special offer. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey everybody, Mike Crispy here, and I am going to tell you about the smart money strategy. Warren Buffett just invested over $50 billion in energy. Billionaire Ken Griffin invested and increased his oil investments by 150% in the last year. Even Elon Musk says we can't live without oil. President Trump says it too. But here's what Wall Street isn't telling you. There's a smarter way to profit from oil than just buying stocks. It's a unique investment that lets you collect monthly royalty checks from America's richest oil fields. You're not buying shares in a company, you're getting direct ownership in oil producing properties. Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. And you can start with just $25 today. You can learn more about the #1 oil royalty play for 2025 at unafraidoilboom.com. That's unafraidoilboom.com. Unafraidoilboom.com to discover how to collect monthly oil royalty checks starting today. Let's go. All right, guys, so make sure you go ahead and go support our sponsors. And how about our other sponsor that we love? Okay, this is a very serious sponsorship right now. Our friends on over at OFP Farms. Listen, guys, I need you guys to support OFP Farms. If you need some soap, please. Our friend Denise runs OFP Farms. You know, they need some help. So please, if you have it in you, I'm going to go do it myself. I need you guys to go to ofpfarms.com. I need you to use promo code CRISPY, and I need you to buy as much soap, okay, as you will need for the next year, okay? Why not buy it now? Just buy it. You need soap. You don't want to smell bad. You're not going to buy the chemically concocted shit that they sell at the big box stores. We really want to help our friend. I don't want to get too personal, what's going on, but sorry, Frankie, the noise of the thing. This cord. But we really want to help our friend Denise, and we really want to help OFP Farms. And we love them, and they are great people. Let me tell you, they are the best people. I work with all these advertisers, all these people. There is nobody better than the people at OFP Farms. They are the best. They are God-fearing, America first, Trump-loving. They supported myself and producer Frankie when we have obviously been going through our transition with our show and what's next. And I'll make a clarification on that in a minute. Have to. But please go support them, and please use promo code CRISPY for 15% off your entire order. Soaps, lotions, lip balms, you name it. OFP Farms is your one-stop source for almost anything you need with your personal care. They are phenomenal. Beard products. Look at this beard. So guys, go to ofpfarms.com right now and make sure you use the promo code CRISPY for 15% off your order. Frankie, are you sending me something? Yes. So here's what I have to say. An announcement. There is no, I will just put it this way. There is no set return. There is no set, like there's nothing I can announce. Like, I see people in the chat, like, there's nothing I can say at this time. Okay. So, just right now we're on this channel and we're doing this, and there's a lot of things going on, but the validity of some of the things that are being said are not exactly accurate. I'll leave it at that. But I will be making an announcement very soon on what the future holds. So just stay tuned, and I promise you I have something amazing to share. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Right, Frankie? We got something amazing to share. Very soon.
That we do.
So,
Just a little
I
funny
appreciate-
thing.
yeah.
My mother is in the chat. She said, I also recently saw Pritzker's compound in Wellington. This guy has dangerous money, biggest estate of the entire billionaire community.
wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, he does have dangerous. I mean, he's super rich. And, but here's the thing. Like, I always say, like, how bad do you have to be that rich, but then just be, like, that bad at politics? Like, if you're that rich, you'd think, like, okay, they would make it so you're not like, a 400-pound, barrel. Like, they figure out how to get you skinnier. And then, like, they figure out how to make you likable. Like, I mean, you have billions of dollars at your disposal. Like, to be, good looking and charismatic and likable. Like, think about how bad you are at life, failing, when, like, you have billions of dollars and you can't even do that. Everyone's like, oh, well, Trump only, has this because he's got all this money. It's like, okay, Trump is, he's in good shape. He's charismatic. He's likable. The ladies love him. He's smart. He's on point. He lives a really cool life, obviously, from the point before he was president up until now. He's like, an iconic figure in American history. Like, yeah, he has billion dollars. Pritzker has $1 billion. It's like one goes a lot further than the other. So,
What a joke.
what a joke.
Shall we?
Great to see Gigi in the
I know,
chat
right?
today.
It's been a while. Where you
it's
been,
good
Mom?
having
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Love
Las
ya.
Olas, hanging out in Florida.
True. On in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike Crispy here, and wanted to cover the story about these Signal chat messages. Okay, everyone at this point has seen the story about the Signal chat messages, and it is quite fascinating to me how this has dominated the headlines for the last couple of days in the leftist media. Think about this for a minute. We had Jasmine Crockett just called the governor of Texas a condescending name, mocking his paralysis and his disability. In any other press cycle, that would be the number one story. They'd be calling for a resignation. There'd be mass protests, mass demonstrations, wall-to-wall coverage. In any other normal press cycle, they would say, "Oh, look, like we're negotiating world peace, and we're not at war, and we're doing this, and we're defending this, and we're doing that, and the egg prices are coming down, and the economy is doing better, and we're going to secure our elections." Like, these are all things that we thought they cared about the integrity of the elections. All they have talked about in the last 48 hours, in the wake of President Trump's massive continued success and massive forward action. It's always take action, executive order, Congress doing stuff. Things are just happening. Peace deals are being negotiated around the world. They needed something to dominate the press cycle, whether it was big or whether it was nothing. And listen, nobody's perfect, but it's very easy to take something that's nothing and turn it into something. Very fine people hoax, Russia collusion hoax. People walking through velvet ropes and clutching pearls and crying it's an insurrection every day, hoax. Easy to do it if the left-wing press coordinates to make it a story. So the situation with the Atlantic, okay, just to catch you guys up to speed, essentially reporter, this guy who purported all of those fake stories that I just mentioned right there, he actually was the leader of the suckers and losers. Remember that whole thing when they said out of nowhere that Trump, it's like, give me a break. He went to the graves of the military people and called them suckers and losers. Like, it just sounds stupid when you say it. He was the guy who, broke that story, right? Fake story, made up a story. So of course, this is the same guy. It's not Tucker Carlson who accidentally gets added into a Signal chat. It's this guy. How did he get in? Yet to be determined. We'll talk a little bit about that too. But President Trump has weighed in on it. Here's what he had to say. Roll it.
We had a very, very successful evening, and we've had numerous successful evenings and days in that area. The Houthis are absolutely on the run. The worst of them have been killed. This should have been done a long time ago by Biden, but Biden was an incompetent president. He couldn't do anything. He didn't know where he was going. He had no clue. This guy had no clue. This should have been done a long time ago. As they shoot missiles at ships, randomly shoot missiles at ships, and they make their own missiles. You know, this is not an incompetent group of people. They make their own missiles. They get the missiles also from Iran. It's an offshoot of Iran, another offshoot. You have Hamas, you have Hezbollah, you have the Houthis. You got a lot of stuff going on with Iran. And we sent a letter to Iran. You're going to have to be speaking to us one way or the other pretty soon, because we can't let this happen. But that's an app that a lot of people use. And somebody got on. I mean, I happen to know the guy's a total sleazebag. The Atlantic is a failed magazine. Does very, very poorly. Nobody gives a damn about it. This gives it a little bit of a shot. And I will tell you this, that they've made up more stories. And they're just a failing magazine. The public understands that. He's a very good man. That man is a very good man right there that you criticize so strongly. He's a very good man, and he will continue to do a good job. In addition to him,
So what they want to do is, and by the way, I'm listening to that, and like, Biden could never speak like that. Kamala could never speak like that. Like, Trump is on it. Like, he's kind of like, giving like, 3-minute bite worldview, like, like masterclass off the cuff. Boom, boom, boom. These are all, like, he's sharp. He's on it. He's actually, I would say, getting stronger and better, rising, with every single day. Now, why are they coming after Mike Waltz? Why are they going after Pete Hegseth? Why is this happening? Why are they making a story out of this? Again, we don't know how this guy got into the chat. I don't believe that it was just, like Waltz didn't add him into the chat. Hegseth didn't add him into the chat, right? Somebody got him into the chat. Before we play what Mike Waltz is saying, Frankie, I believe right before we went on the air, these text messages, Signal chat messages came out. So what did you, we got them. What do you make, and what have you seen from, I know you pulled these.
Yeah, I got them right here. So it's basically, besides one comment where they're kind of going over a timeline, there's definitely nothing that's a problem here. I mean, this is, you could actually see right here, establishing a principal group for coordination of Houthis, and then people are just saying, who they are. Who are they? Please provide the best staff POC from your team for us to coordinate with. And they're all just giving like their picks, right? And then we're going to go into just statements about it, conversation. I mean, you could read this out loud if you'd like. Would you like me to read it? Or you?
This Cliff Notes.
I mean, Cliff Notes are, there's not one part of secret information that would be an issue. Leaking any of this wouldn't have stopped anything. I think it just shows clear, obviously there's some emojis. People are just, the sentiment, the public sentiment isn't great.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's not the ideal situation. The question is, how did this situation unfold? I think all of these, the left-wing attacks, finally they have something. I mean, who could argue? All they're sharks swimming in the water looking for blood. They've found no blood since the day that Trump went into office, and now they have a little drop and they're swarming. I mean, who could be surprised? I get it. The question is, after we watch this Ingram angle from last night, what really happened? And it just seems a little bit sketchy.
And something, yeah. So you're absolutely right, Frank. That's a phenomenal assessment of it. But the question is, how did this guy get added in? Again, did somebody? People are saying that like he was saved in a phone as a different name and a different contact. We'll never truly know.
He says it here in the
how it happened. But here's Mike Waltz talking about it. Roll this, Frank.
How did a Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic end up on your Signal chat? Laura, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but of all the people out there, somehow this guy who has lied about the president, who has lied to Gold Star families, lied to their attorneys, and gone to Russia hoax, gone to just all kinds of links to lie and smear the president of the United States, and he's the one that somehow gets on somebody's contact and then gets sucked into this group.
Okay, it's a very good point. Why would anybody have that guy's number saved? He gets added into the group. Like, I've started many group chats in my life, you know, and I don't think it's as simple as it was just an accident to add the guy. Could be more. We have continued comments from Mike Waltz. Frankie, roll this next one.
I take responsibility. I built the group.
Okay.
So but look, that's the part that we have to figure out, and that's the part that embarrassing, yes, but Pete and I are veterans. We know these operations. He has been an excellent Secretary of Defense, and this was an operation that, I mean, it amazes me. I guess the Democrats were fine to leave all the sea lanes shut down. We're fine to have destroyers fired on dozens of times by this terrorist group, and fine to have Iran keep supplying them missiles. That was okay. The president takes decisive action. And now we're seeing some real success in taking down their air defenses, opening the sea lanes, taking out their leaders.
And so, you know, he pivots there. He takes responsibility. Yes, Frankie?
Yeah, well, we obviously, I didn't realize this. We actually don't have the most important part of the entire interview, but I'll just summarize it for you. Waltz, literally explains in that interview that the contact was what it was. Like, he added the correct contact, but for some reason, the number in the contact, it's like as if I text you, yo, Mike, what time are we doing a show today? And then I get a response that says, Frankie, this is your mother. What are you talking about? I'm like, what? You're my mother. I just texted Mike, but it's going to you. How did that phone number change? So that's what he explains. So the question is, I got the question, like the way you and me, Mike, the way we download Signal and we add our own contacts, well, they had Signal downloaded for them. So did they already have this contact list to be able to add people from the government? So that would mean that, yes, this was a coordinated attack where eventually at some point they were going to add this journalist on accident and it's a matter of time.
Yes.
Crazy.
And it's a phenomenal point is that you can say, okay, I'm going to add Mike Crispy, who works at the Pentagon, and you search Mike Crispy's name, you click it, but it's Goldberg's number, right?
Right. So that's how it was explained. And listen, I'll be honest, there's a chance, it's a small chance, but there's a chance they just were in a room, they're like, oh, this would be a good excuse. And they did mess up. But if this is true, then intense investigations are about to start, and someone's got to go away for this.
Right. And again, the deep state is deep, and a lot of people rely on the war machine being perpetuated and continued.
Oh, I think I do have that clip.
As Frankie points out, like these people aren't downloading the app. It's not like you and me, where like we got our cell phone and we're like downloading. Okay, I'm gonna down Frankie. Let's do Signal so we can keep in touch about the show.
Gotcha. I'll download it right now.
No, people are doing it. People are doing it for them. They're setting things up. They're setting up, their contacts. Like I don't think Mike Waltz is taking his cell phone and adding, hey, what's your number, by the way? Like I don't think it works like that, right?
Yeah, agreed. And I may be incorrect. We actually might have that clip right here if you want me to roll it.
Is this the Elon? Or do we edit in? All right, roll the clip.
Elon Waltz talking about Elon?
Yeah, about how it happened. Roll this third clip on the thing.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. I just talked to Elon on the way here. We've got the best technical minds looking at how this happened. But I can tell you for 100%, I don't know this guy. I know him by his horrible reputation, and he really is the bottom scum of journalists. And I know him in the sense that he hates the president, but I don't text him. He wasn't on my phone, and we're going to figure out how this happened.
So you don't know.
So, Frank, I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but clearly, the investigation, proceeding of how this happened. And again, we got smart people who can, look into this stuff and figure out. I mean, again, I'm not a technical person, but I imagine the people at Doge and the people at SpaceX and all that can, backtrack and figure out when things were added to people's phones and who did it and what the metadata says. And they can probably figure it out, right? It could be figured out.
Yeah.
Of when and who and pinpoint who put a name in Waltz's phone that was a different name, but it was Goldberg's number. And who did that?
And I'll just
And
say,
why did they do that? What was that person doing? Yeah, sorry.
yeah, and I'll just say, people have been coming out and saying, this is actually a tactic that journalists do all the time. They'll make a contact, and it'll say, Secretary of State, and then they'll put their number in to hope that one day they accidentally send some information that they could use as a story. So I mean, there's a chance that this reporter is going to go away, because if they find out that he had anything to do with it, well, this is a first, but we'll see.
Yeah. And you got to be a really treacherous individual to condone, to go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to publish a story and make up a major fabrication about President Trump, suckers and losers hoax, and I'm going to run that, and it's going to cause great strife probably for real people, Gold Star families, like real people, and we know Trump didn't say that. It's laughable. That's like saying Mike Crispy tonight, is going to be starting power forward for the New York Knicks, just laughable. It's not happening. I'm going to the Knicks game tonight. I'm not going to be the power forward. Okay, I'll be there. I'll be eating popcorn, but I'm not going to be the power forward. That's the equivalence. So that's my take on this whole matter. And I think that what they want ultimately, as Frankie said, they're always looking, they're always circling, they're always waiting. You can't dismiss the fact that these people are a little bit smart. Never call your enemy stupid, because if they were your equal enemy, then clearly they weren't that dumb to get there in the first place. These are our enemies. They're wrong and they're sinister, but they're not stupid. I say it all the time. They have tactics. This was a tactic. Got to get to the bottom of it. So we will see what happens there, but just want to update the story. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with so much more. Do not go anywhere.
How's that construction going, Mike?
No, it's going good. It's good. The construction
Bob the
isn't
Builder.
going anywhere, Frankie. So, but yeah, Bob the Builder. We got a building being built outside, but it's not that bad, is it? You think it's that bad?
Not, yeah.
It sounds like a little humming. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. So hopefully it's not too bad. But Frankie though has sonar hearing. Frankie said to me before the show, he's like, "Oh, I hear Sean Hannity clicking the pen like you do when he's about to go to break." And I'm like, I've watched Hannity 1,000 times, and I've never ever once thought that. But
now you
Frankie
will.
has this. He's just built for this. Okay,
I
he's
am.
just built for this. This is the Frankie. So anyway, very cool. Appreciative of everybody supporting the show, and appreciative of everybody who makes our sponsors run. And our next sponsor of the show are our friends over at AMAC. Guys, I just had it. This always happens to me. Oh,
He always
got
just
it.
has it.
Okay, guys, go support our friends over at AMAC. All right, folks, listen up. I got big news for you. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is giving away $500 of cash to one lucky winner, and that could be you. Yes, you. Now, if you don't know AMAC, you need to. They are a conservative alternative to the AARP, fighting for our values, our freedoms, and our country. AMAC stands up against big government, high taxes, and radical policies, and they actually work for you, the American people. And this is where it gets even better. For just entering the sweepstakes, everyone gets a free 1-year AMAC membership. That means access to AMAC's benefits, discounts, and exclusive conservative news completely on the house. So don't wait. The deadline to enter is coming up, okay? Just a couple days left to enter. It is the end of the month, so you have until the end of the month. So go enter right now, okay? Because you have to the last day of the month. AMAC.us/crispy right now. AMAC.us/crispy right now. It's free and easy. You register, you're in there, you get all this amazing stuff. And you are, that's like a Frankie voice crack.
It was.
And you will get $500 of cash if you were the lucky winner. So guys, one more time, that's AMAC.us/crispy, AMAC.us/crispy. Get in, sign up for free, and let's keep fighting for American values together. And who knows, maybe you can even win some buckaroos. All right, thank you all very much.
And shout out,
All right.
T. Mitchell, with the beautiful $10 donation. We love and appreciate
Ooh,
you.
we
Where's my
love
camera?
that.
You.
We thank you for that donation. Nice new studio. Yeah, it's Mike Crispy looking good, looking good. You know, again, it's a great setup. It's a great thing. It's a little near a construction site, but that's okay. It's like a little humming, you know. It's never that bad. Just a little humming, you know. But it's a beautiful, beautiful new setup that's going to help us take the show to new heights. And I've never looked better on camera. I'm looking, I don't know, like I'm back from Florida now for over a week and my tan is settled in. So like this is just what I look like. And I'm like, I like it. I like it. So anyway.
We'll work on the audio.
All right.
On in.
Yeah, we're going to work on that.
Ready to rock in.
Did I nail all the sponsors?
I think so.
Yeah, we're good.
Good to go. On in. 5,
Big krill, baby.
4, 3, 2, and action.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike Crispy here. And wanted to touch on a couple things, a couple of really cool things that Trump is doing. Because it's not all like, you know, leftist. Like, we're winning big time, okay? We're winning big time. And I believe part of that winning is coming with the Manifest Destiny to Greenland, okay? And the Greenland thing is no joke. It's continuing on. We have a special visitor who's going to be making his way and touching down in the Arctic nation that I don't think is going to be in the hands of Denmark much longer. Take a look.
Hey guys, it's Shady Vance, the Vice President, and you know there was so much excitement around Usha's visit to Greenland this Friday that I decided that I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her. I'm going to visit some of our guardians in the Space Force on the northwest coast of Greenland and also just check out what's going on with the security there of Greenland. As you know, it's really important. A lot of other countries have threatened Greenland, have threatened to use its territories and its waterways to threaten the United States, to threaten Canada, and of course to threaten the people of Greenland. So we're going to check out how things are going there. And I say that speaking for President Trump, we want to reinvigorate the security of the people of Greenland because we think it's important to protecting the security of the entire world. Unfortunately, leaders in both America and in Denmark, I think, ignored Greenland for far too long. That's been bad for Greenland. It's also been bad for the security of the entire world. We think we can take things in a different direction, so I'm going to go check it out.
Oh, I like it. You know, it's funny is that, you know, America notoriously meddles in, you know, foreign countries and in lands in which people cannot name on a map. Everyone knows where Greenland is on a map, and there's actually benefit for it, and the argument is logical and rational and sound. Denmark doesn't do anything. These people live without power sometimes because they can't get it from Denmark. Makes no sense. We're taking Greenland. JD Vance winning. Another win from the week so far is the executive order that President Trump handed down yesterday on election integrity. And, you know, people say to me, Mike, what can Trump do about election integrity? What can he do? Because elections, as we know, are run at the state level. This was signed yesterday by President Trump. And I believe this is perfect. I'm very excited about it. We're going to roll this and then tell you what's going on.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order for your attention on the very important subject of election integrity. We believe that this executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the Republic to secure our elections. Among numerous other aspects of this executive order, this is going to cut down on illegal immigrants on the voter rolls, ensure that the Department of Homeland Security and the data that they have available is being fully weaponized to ensure that illegal immigrants aren't voting. This will include a citizenship question on the federal voting form for the first time. This executive order instructs the EAC to cut federal funding to states that don't take reasonable steps to secure their election. This calls on the Department of Justice to vigorously prosecute election crimes, particularly in states that we don't believe are in compliance with federal law around election integrity. I could go on and on for a while, sir, but the compliance with National Election Day rules, cracking down and investigating and prosecuting foreign interference in our elections, revoking President Biden's Executive Order 14019, which essentially weaponized government to corrupt and pollute our election process. There's a lot in here, but we believe that these are very important steps that we need to be taking as an administration at your direction to ensure that our elections are as secure as they possibly can be.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. We got that signed, and that is, in my opinion, one of the most important things that President Trump could do. It's securing our elections and securing our border, and the efforts to secure elections by anybody else has been kind of futile because everyone's kind of afraid of the topic. Oh, you can't say it. Of course we know they rigged the election in 2020. And even though Trump won, he is so selfless that he wants to tackle it for the future so it doesn't happen again when they want to pull the lever. Again, we've been meddling in elections in other countries for a long time. They did it in America in 2020. Finally, we're not going to let it happen again. If you withhold federal funding and you have the legal recourse, then you can put pressure on people, funding and legal recourse. You can use that as leverage to make sure that these states do what must be done in this time. So amazing. That's a big one. We're going to keep talking about it. All right, that's all the time that we have on the show today. You guys know what we do in this program. We keep it America first. We keep it bold. We always keep it unafraid. You better believe we're just getting started. We thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you back live next time.